Hello, friends. I'm Spire meteorologist James Van Fleet. It is all about the UK today, but if you're in supply chain, if you're an energy trader, an energy company, have assets moving around, whether it's trucks, ships as well, no doubt those of you who are located in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and Scotland are already well aware of this Friday storm. In fact, we're hearing of many businesses and schools actually shutting down tomorrow to allow this storm to pass and let everybody try to regroup. But the big heads up I want to give, it's more than just this storm on Friday. There are two more behind it. You will actually get three rounds of storms coming across the UK, two focused right on top of the UK. The third one will slide a little bit farther south, going up into the English Channel and then into other portions of Europe like France, Germany, Poland, Denmark, and that kind of thing. But this is our first storm right here in the making, and there's plenty of energy behind it that's going to throw more at us. So I want to switch over to our high resolution model and show you what we are talking about with this system. And again, two more behind us. We'll lay that out in a moment. But this is mainly a Friday storm. The beginnings of this do start later tonight, though. For those of you on the west coast of Ireland, huge heads up that you're not waiting till Friday for the storm to move on to you. This actually gets started before midnight tonight and will last pretty much most of the day on Friday before finally leaving areas of Scotland and Northern Ireland by mid-afternoon, early afternoon. And again, that's only one. I'll show you the other two in a moment. But the kind of pressures that we're talking about in this system, and we're getting down into the 960 millibar range and mid 960s, that's starting to knock on the door of maybe the equivalent of a high Cat 2, maybe a low end Cat 3 hurricane, if not even some isolated parts of this that go down into the 50s or 950s or 960s. That's getting upwards of Cat 4, Cat 5 in those neighborhoods. So that's the kind of strength that this storm has as it comes across. What kind of winds are we talking about? I'm going to plot them up for you right here. And this, I do believe, is going to lead to some power outages around the UK. The highest winds by far will be on the west coast of Ireland. As we zoom down, we'll get really granular here for you. And that's the great thing about this high resolution model. It goes down to 3 kilometers. So on the coast of Ireland, like Galway, west of Limerick, more out here towards the ocean, not so much up in the channel in the bay here, but we do see winds closing in on 50 knots. 50 knots, like incredibly strong winds that we're talking about. Similar in the range of 45 meter per second type winds, incredibly strong. That's going to be about 80, 90 mile an hour winds at their peak. For the Americans, could even see 90 to 100 in some isolated cases. Just incredible, incredible storm. And as this rolls through on Friday, we'll get some wraparound winds here coming into the Glasgow area by midday, late morning, midday. You'll already have winds increasing overnight, and you'll hear the wind howling in the morning. But, we're talking about potentially 39, 40, 41 knot winds in and around the city of Glasgow, and gusts can be even higher. Total precipitation from this storm, though, it doesn't sit over us long enough to really cause a ton of flooding. I think this is much more of a high wind event and dangerous seas, anticipating several power outages. And that, I think, is the good call to close schools and businesses, because there is a high chance that many of these places will lose power. So might as well just get everybody home and keep them home and let this storm pass. But the heavier rainfall is coming in the second and third storm as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, where we're talking more closer around 60 millimeter rain for areas of Western Ireland. And that also will hit areas of southern England, right on the English Channel coastlines like Southampton and down to the south of Cardiff, where we'd see around 70 millimeters of rain. Really incredible, incredible storm. And then finally, just again, I want to back up and just show you how this all plays out. So here's Friday's storm, and right on its heels comes the next wave. There it is right here. And it will take most of Saturday to reach up towards the UK, but you can see right around sunrise on Sunday, that's when we get hit again on the west coast of Ireland. What kind of winds are we talking? This one will not have nearly as strong of winds, but the 1-2 punch will have some impact in business operations. And just want to give you that heads up, Sunday through Monday. And then finally, we have our third system right here that arrives late Tuesday and into Wednesday. And you can see this one with the low actually south of Ireland, where the other two are going straight over the UK. This will actually cut more across southern England, the English Channel, and as you can see, move into portions of France, and then eventually on into Germany and Poland. So between now and Wednesday, 3 systems are on you, but by far the first one looks to be the most adverse impacts anticipated to operations, to safety, and to businesses. So making sure that you all are planning and prepping and getting ahead of all this through the day today and early tomorrow before it's on top of you. And then, of course, those of you who watch for energy trading, commodities, and things like that, this gives you the heads up if you're not already in the UK as to what will be playing out, so you can also plan your business day and operations accordingly. With that said, that is our Thursday video. I'll see you Friday with a fresh take from Spire Weather and Climate. For those of you in these regions of the world we just addressed, please be smart and safe and just take it easy until this first huge storm passes. I'll see you tomorrow with a fresh look from Spire Weather and Climate.